of fun. The bar to publish is a lot lower, right? Like, say I was doing a piece for where any sort of like major publication, I would need 3, 4, 5, 6 sources, like minimum.
Yep.
This is like I can off the cuff talk to a server.
Yep.
I can observe something and then bloop, 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 bloop. You know, it's like a story.
This is Taste. I'm your host, Matt Rodbard. Khushbu Shah is one of my favorite writers online and behind the great Substack, Tap is Fine. She's the former restaurant editor at Food & Wine, and we go over so many topics bubbling over in the world of food, media, recipes, restaurants, and about her hometown of Los Angeles, where we recorded this episode. Now, I could speak with Khushbu for hours, and we actually do that when we hang out offline. But here's our on-the-record conversation, and you shouldn't miss it. Also on this episode, I catch up with Julie Wolfson. She's a terrific journalist and behind the Golden State of Coffee project. We talk all about California roasters and cafes and why California might be the best place to drink coffee in the world. Khushbu Shah, welcome back to This Is Taste. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great. We're in LA, so
the best.
The best city for food in
Thanks
America.
Thanks for coming to me.
It is always, people know, listen to the show. This is the best city in America for food now.
Thank you. It's the best city in America for a lot of things, actually.
I love this city. So before we get into a lot of topics, we'll talk about Tap is Fine, your amazing Substack. I'm a huge fan of it. I'm linking to it. You got to pay the money to get the dish.
The juicy stuff, yeah.
The juicy stuff. You have a great feature we'll talk about. But big question for you, because you are covering the scene, but a few restaurants that you've been to recently that you're enjoying.
Ooh, I mean, one of my favorite things to do in LA is actually to go to some of the older stuff.
Yeah.
You know, or kind of the more under the radar things. I recently went to this place called John O'Groats. It's kind of in Cheviot Hills. It's like a daytime only spot. It's been around since 1982. I'm on a personal like LA pancake quest too.
Yeah.
And so I've been kind of just trying to find a lot more of these like daytime spots that do pancakes. But it's so wild in there, and like it's all just blue checkerboard like tablecloths. Like they're known for, they say their biscuits are like from heaven. I don't know. It's really cute and charming in there. They give you like giant carafes of syrup. Like it's like a lot of great pebble ice. Like the Arnold Palmers come with refills.
This sounds like
it
sounds like a Palm Springs kind of place that's like that's like, you know, like preserved in amber from an era.
It's amazing. I hope it never changes.
Yeah.
The owner is there, you know, and was like just so kind, handed me a 10% off coupon to come back next time because he learned it was my first time. I was like, I found that very charming.
I love that. So the Pancake Quest, well, let's talk about it. Like,
yeah.
I honestly, Jason Stewart sent me a message because in his prediction on Taste last year, he wrote an essay. He was predicting that it'd be a big year for pancakes.
Oh, interesting.
And I love the coverage. I love the instinct. What's putting you on this quest?
I just love a good pancake. I have this theory that the Cracker Barrel pancake is actually the superior baseline pancake, which throws a lot of people off, but it does a really nice like griddled edge. It's not too rich.
Yeah.
I do wish Cracker Barrel had like 100% pure maple syrup, unless their syrup is like a mix of things.
The stuff you don't really love.
Yeah. It's like if I could smuggle in something, it would be like my own maple syrup for it, but it's just like perfectly griddled, not too thin, like a nice gentle buttermilky flavor. It's very like, it's just what I want every single time. Yeah. And there's not really Cracker Barrels in Los Angeles. And so I'm always just trying to find what is that, you know, next great pancake. Yeah.
So you're on your quest. We don't need to spoil the show because you can write about it soon.
Yes.
Maybe one or two other restaurants that just maybe on your classics quest as well, what you're liking right now.
Though there's a spot that I always take everyone that comes into town, which is Sirwan Tofu House.
Oh, yeah.
Which is my favorite for like the tofu stew.
Yep.
And then I guess I'll reveal my other secret place lately, which is called Sister's Dumplings.
Don't know
It's a super hole-in-the-wall Korean spot. There's I mean, I love a place with parking, so this is what does it for me. But you can it's literally two sisters who own it, two Korean sisters, and they make all the dumplings from scratch. Like if you walk in, one of them might just be making dumplings at one of the dining tables. They make the best dumplings, like Korean style dumplings I think I've ever had. They'll sell it to you frozen. Yeah. It's amazing. It's like, it's the spot I go to when I don't know what I want to eat, when I'm not feeling that good. You know, when you just kind of want something.
Definitely agree. We don't. So
you need that spot.
With the Korean mandus, like, are you Are they like the giant? Like there's the big ones,
yes,
and then there's like the medium sized.
These ones are more like medium sized. Like they're definitely like 2 or 3 biters, but not like kind of beyond that. And they actually make an excellent veggie one with like little glass noodles and like bits of tofu and like little veggies in there, and it's just. Like the skin on them, I get them steamed, like the skin, and also the banchan that they like do every single time is just amazing.
I love a mandu, like a mandu jip, like a mandu restaurant, whatever. It's like one of my favorite meals because you get the punch and you get the mandu. I love the 3-biter, but I've never thought about that way. Call them dumplings because a lot of the xiaolongbao and those are like maybe 1-biters. A lot of the Chinese dumplings are 1-biters, but the Korean dumplings are 3-biters.
3-biter.
Let's zoom out a little bit about LA. I've been in town interviewing a ton of chefs for future episodes. It's been really great and optimistic, I would say, in general. But I think especially off mic, it's hard right now, and you're really qualified to answer this because you cover the scene. Between the writer's strike and the fires, and then of course the ICE raids, and just the city can't catch a break.
No, especially restaurants in certain neighborhoods, like the restaurants that are in like downtown LA, Chinatown, etc. It's just been nonstop for them, endlessly. I feel really bad. Like the team at La Cita, I feel like I've just been watching them pivot nonstop since they opened. They're like always dodging some sort of bullet, and it's one of my favorite restaurants in all of Los Angeles. But when your business is dinner time and there's a curfew, what are you supposed to do? Like
you have to close.
You have to close.
You can't have your. So are you optimistic though? Are you seeing anything that is on the positive side? I know it's a little fresh from especially the recent protests and the downtown curfews. That's recent news, but wildfires, just horrible devastation, cannot be understated. Restaurants are still, especially on the west side, are coming back.
Yes,
it feels like.
I do. Living here through the wildfires, I know I personally felt this way. Like it made you almost double down on the city. Either it made you want to leave or it made you double down.
Yep.
And I feel like a lot of people, I talked to a lot of friends, I think they felt the same way where like, no, we really love this city. And like Los Angeles is a city that really likes to support its own stuff. It's just a city that really loves to eat. And it's a place with like a lot of really great restaurants. So I don't know. I'm always optimistic. Fingers crossed. I'm hoping there's like some legislation that eventually like comes through
great.
Too. That really supports restaurants and makes it more affordable situation.
Yeah.
Here to operate and run them because restaurants are one of the things that makes this city like so amazing.
It cannot be understated, and this is my point of view. You got to visit as a tourist. The city is alive. It's incredible. 100%. Weather, obviously, but like the wildfires happened. It was horrible. It doesn't mean the city is shut down.
Oh no, not at all. In fact, I feel like there's almost like a new energy.
Yeah, I agree.
In the way that like there's like new growth after fire, like it sort of feels like there's like a new energy. Like
definitely, I was down at Muse last night in Santa Monica. They were affected, but they're open and they're booked, and there's many examples like that, like on the west side in particular.
Yeah, and you'll see a lot of restaurants coming back up in Altadena.
Altadena, sure.
Or like Woon had just opened, right around there, like their new location. And, they're doing like a really cool brunch out there. Yeah, it's like there's an energy.
Visit LA, people. Do not cancel your trip.
No, it's a great time to come.
It's a great time to come.
Actually, it's stone fruit season. It's the best time to come.
I had some nectarine salads in a couple restaurants already.
Exactly.
Nectarine salads are hitting right now. Well, I really enjoyed your piece about regulars, and I love this little reporting bit. You were able to like kind of figure out this couple at a restaurant in Beverly Hills called Avra, which I thought was something that's not on my radar. Probably won't visit there in my life. But you wrote about this couple that had been going there a lot, like weekly.
Every Friday
for years. Like, talk about this piece and the idea of the restaurant regular in LA.
Yeah, I think I just have never had the opportunity to be a regular somewhere like truly like a regular, like every Friday night or every third Friday of the month or whatever it is, just because of the nature of like the jobs that I've always had. And I think when you're in the industry that we're in, we're so interested in covering as much ground as possible. So it's hard to repeat restaurants, especially at that cadence, Like if I've been back to a restaurant more than 5 or 6 times, like that's a Hall of Famer for me.
Totally.
Sirwan Tofu House, Superiority Burger in New York. There's like a handful of restaurants that are like these Hall of Famers for me because I have been there double-digit numbers. but that, and like Taco Bell, like straight up, like those are like the places.
I'm on my like 100 club there.
Yeah.
I mean, this year. No.
So I'm really always fascinated by the restaurant regular because it's something I could never be. But like, you develop such a a relationship with like the staff. The idea of eating something like the same thing every Friday is so fascinating to me as someone who just wants to explore the entire menu, anywhere I go. Like, that's just my natural instinct. And this is so against it, but there's something so charming to it. And LA is filled with places like where people love to be regular. Also, I am very lucky in that I sort of get to shortcut the work that regulars put in to kind of get like the relationship with people because I just happen to know a lot of chefs or maitre d's or,
I'm glad you acknowledge that.
Yes.
It's important because we do skip steps, but once we get into the good graces of somebody, and we're paying, to be clear, like we're paying our way.
Yes.
But like to have that, like to know people there's like something very, very satisfying.
It's so nice. And they like remember you, they remember the things that you like or don't like. And then, when they also go from one restaurant to another restaurant, you walk in and they recognize you, like it's such a wild and like wonderful feeling, and I hope everyone gets that, and it's very cool to see how excited restaurants are about the regulars though, because they're the backbones.
Tell me about the couple at Avra a little bit.
Oh, they're amazing. Like, they were just so Beverly Hills is one of my favorite neighborhoods to dine in, just for the people watching alone. It's fascinating. I actually think, I'm going to say this now, I think it's a piece I've been dying to write for like the last year. Beverly Hills is actually starting to become very cool.
Yeah.
For a long time, it was kind of the neighborhood that really kind of defined that notion that just because you have money doesn't mean you have actual taste. Right. But I feel like that's actually like flipping and reversing a little bit. Avra is actually like, it's a fun, gigantic, like 300-seater restaurant, which is like incredible people watching. But this couple, they're just like kind of decked out. They're like a lawyer couple.
They're older, right?
Much older.
Yeah.
They've been, because they've been coming to this restaurant for, a good 10 years, like straight.
Yeah.
And they were just like so fast, like the way their mannerisms were, the way they dress, it's clear that they knew everybody. Everything that they're wearing is probably designer. I don't know. I was like, what's their story?
Yeah.
It's actually, if I could gamify LA, like my dream is that everyone, like I could, I don't know, get one of those like meta AI like glasses or something, and everyone would have like a little bubble above their head explaining like who they are, what they do, and like what their like net worth almost is, because LA is fascinating.
It would be a superpower that would want like to know who everyone is.
Correct. And like, it just... Yeah, I'm so fascinated by it because you never know who's going to be in this room. And what people look like is sometimes very different, or how people present is sometimes very different than how they actually, like who they actually are. And truly LA is the best town for people
and of course you have the wild card of a celebrity might be there.
Yes.
Which is always just like, I don't care if I'm basic, but like it's cool
and
when
fun.
A cool celebrity or even a weird celebrity is like in the room. It's like you're hitting chat like right away.
Yes,
like you're telling
100%.
your friends. That's why LA is so great.
Oh yeah, I was like creeping, you take one of those like fake selfies of yourself because there was 2 Real Housewives of Beverly Hills at the table behind me at Stella like a few months ago. And it was the most exciting thing that ever happened to me.
It's why
that and the cake that they do, the like casada cake at Stella on the dessert menu. Like
Stella's up there. I haven't made it there. I know some folks like Stella a lot.
Yeah.
So I will check that out. We talk about health a lot on the show. Protein maxing is all the rage. We're on the NA beer train, of course. And probiotic sodas, some call those millennial Metamucil. But I want to talk about skin health for a second. Everybody should be thinking about skin health. It's important, and I look to OneSkin, the world's first skin longevity company, for a little help. Now, I've used OneSkin's OS1 hydrating sunscreen for walking around New York City in the blazing sun. I wish I had OneSkin on a recent 7 Pizzeria pizza crawl. Now, it wasn't just the roof of my mouth that got burned that day. And for the record, FNF and Upside are my NYC slice picks. By focusing on the cellular aspects of aging, OneSkin keeps your skin looking and acting younger for longer. For a limited time, you can try OneSkin with 15% off using promo code TASTEPOD at oneskin.co. That's 15% off using code TASTEPOD. I love Maine lobster for its versatility in the kitchen and its iconic flavor, the sweetest lobster on earth, prepared in pasta, served chilled in a salad, and of course in a lobster roll. Maine's lobster fishery is among the most sustainable in the world, with every lobster harvested by hand, one trap at a time, from independently owned and operated dayboats. Maine lobster can be purchased year-round, fresh or frozen, raw or pre-cooked, shell on or shell off, and with ready-to-eat and ready-to-use options. Visit lobsterfrommaine.com for details. Okay, you wrote a great piece. I'm linking to the show notes. In Tap is Fine. 26 of my strongest opinions about food. I just want to go over a couple.
Okay.
All of them are available on your Substack. Okay, what is up with French fries not being always vegetarian?
Yeah, I'm sick of this like tallow torture. I'm over it. Don't want it. Not interested in it. But like French fries are usually the one thing that everybody can eat. It's like the thing. If you're gluten free, you're vegan, vegetarian, no matter what your dietary restriction is, you can usually eat a French fry. Yes, and it's like the one great like menu equalizer. But now you gotta fry them in beef tallow, like which like so many cultures and religions like don't eat beef for whatever reason. You know, or
you're plant-based.
You're plant-based.
Yeah.
I mean, like, also when I was thinking about like the environment and the climate at this point, like, you know, why do we have to throw tallow into everything just because everyone's suddenly afraid of seed oils?
Yeah.
You know, which is again its own like fear-mongering type thing. But like, why not fry it in a different fat? Why beef tallow?
Yeah.
There's other oils. Why not? Where's the ghee fried French fries?
That's what I'm saying.
That's wrong. Well, yeah.
Olive oil.
There's
certain smoke points that will work with frying in olive oil. You can debate me if you want, but I know it can be done.
Exactly.
I love that one. I don't think I've had tallow fries in a while, but
they're everywhere now, especially at these. There's a lot of kind of fast casual restaurants that have opened in LA that are very proudly no seed oil, and they're burger spots. And so because they're burger spots, I understand that they also have tallow, but then they also don't have a veggie burger on the menu. And it's like you're literally eliminating like an entire portion of the population that would come here, or like, you know, everyone in like families have like different dietary restrictions, right? Like someone might eat beef, but someone might not. And like, I feel like restaurants should be catering to like a larger set of people.
It seems like probably a good business model to like try to get as many people into the restaurant as possible.
Correct.
Especially when you're like reading reviews and like veg friendly is like X'd out. Like, come on, let's not do that. Okay, next take. Gummy bears always taste better with a cure. I love this idea. Please explain.
Too many gummy bears are too wet when you get them out of the package, right?
Some people like the wetness. I did talk to somebody offline about this, and they thought they liked the wetness. But
that's wild to me. That's a wild take. Gummy bears are best when you gotta make them like just a little like stale. Calling it stale is like not sexy. So you gotta cure them, dry age them, whatever you want to call that. You know, so you just kind of like tear open the bag and you just kind of like chuck it in the back of your pantry.
Yeah.
For a good, I don't know, whatever your cure
We're like 30, 45 days?
No. I like a week.
Okay, 7 days.
Yeah,
7
you still need to be able to like chew through them without breaking your jaw.
Truths.
Yeah. But they just dry them out and they give them like a better, like more satisfying like texture.
Yeah.
A little bit of like a gnaw to them.
What's your brand? Are you a Haribo?
I'm a Haribo girly. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I love a Haribo. I know people love the Albanese ones though.
Well.
And I've not tried the Albanese are usually too wet for me.
They are.
But I need to give them maybe like a 14.
I mean, that's like, we both grew up in Michigan. I mean, I've been to the factory.
Ooh.
When you're driving from like Michigan to Chicago, you pass the factory.
Okay.
Northern Indiana is where Albanese is.
I could be sold on this.
So they got this great factory store that is, I mean, please, food writers out there, write this story.
Do they sell individual flavors of the gummies?
Yes, they do. Bulk.
Okay, that's good to know. Because someone
bulk.
messaged me being like, I actually buy my kid the Albanese one simply so I can eat the grapefruit flavors out of it.
You can buy a pound of grapefruit there.
Okay, that's a hot tip.
But you have to go to Northern Indiana to do it.
I mean, I love the Midwest. I'm always floating around there. We're always floating.
We're
around
always
Michigan.
in the Midwest representing. I didn't put it on the prep, but you wrote about which chain did you write about in Michigan? Chili's? No.
Oh, Chili's.
Yeah,
but Chili's is nationwide.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Right. Fair enough.
But I was in Michigan and I went to the suburban Chili's.
You had a great piece about Chili's.
Chili's is back, baby.
Yeah, Chili's is back. All right. Next one. Milk chocolate is better than dark chocolate.
Yeah, okay. I'm sick of the dark chocolate.
Oh, man.
People are just it's okay to like sweet things.
Yeah, fair.
It's okay for
So that's your point of view. It's more milk chocolate is sweeter by nature, and that's okay.
Creamier, too.
Fair enough.
To me, it's more of a luxurious texture. Dark, it can be hit and miss. It can be bitter and chalky if not done well. Listen, I'm not against dark chocolate. I think also people go too extreme with it too. Like the 80, the 90%, like a good 70, 72% dark. I get it. There's something really delicious and wonderful about it. But I love a 30% like milk chocolate, like milky, like a Cadbury, you know, but like Cadbury made in Europe, not in America.
It has to be made in Europe. We all
very clear about
well-defined rule on the show and in life is that it has to be from Europe.
I think also South Asians though are more preferential. It's from what I've I've never done like an official study of this, but from my understanding and just, you know, we love a milk chocolate. We love a slightly sweeter thing. We have a sweeter palate generally.
The 90% dark feels slightly flexy by the chocolatier.
That's torture.
A little flexy. I've had some nice 90%.
Have you?
I've seen 100%. I was at the fancy food show, and they were selling 100%.
I mean, just because. Okay. Did you try it?
Try it. I mean, I agree with you. I like milk chocolate as well. But white chocolate is interesting. We had this great piece about white chocolate. I can't remember who wrote it, but white chocolate's good, right?
I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know. People will be like, it's not really chocolate.
That's always the
I don't
thing.
care. It's delicious.
Last take. If your restaurant does not have a pastry chef, make sure to add a sundae to the dessert menu.
Yeah.
So good. Why?
Sundaes are delightful.
Yeah.
It's the perfect ending to kind of any meal. Doesn't matter. They're so adaptable to whatever cuisine you're serving at this restaurant too. Also, it's a great chance to support other local businesses, right? Like you can rope in a local ice cream maker and either do like a separate flavor, you know, like a specific flavor just for your restaurant, which is also very cool. Or, you know, just whatever flavors they are doing. You can do that. You can, you know, make like little cookies again, or you could rope in other local, you know, purveyors. And I think that's always like really nice. Everyone loves a sundae.
Everyone loves a sundae for sure. You can always, obviously, if you're doing Sunday service, you can do individual scoop service too, which is great for a restaurant too. But I like the idea of like a sundae having like nuance and interesting, bringing in your pastry team to do like a cool crumble.
Oh yeah.
Or even could be like the construction of the sundae
100%.
Or the style of the chocolate. I mean, and also on a margin level, it seems like it probably would work.
Honestly, one of my favorite things. Have you been to Rasa Ruma while you've been here?
Oh, I haven't been to Rasa Ruma yet, man.
The sundae is phenomenal. And it has it's like a coconut ice cream. I think they make it in house. I think it's a completely vegan sundae, if I remember correctly. And then it has all the really great kind of like pandan, like noodle type things and like red bean. And, you know, it's like the perfect ending to this like wonderful meal. And it's all I ever want. It's like such a nice like cap off. It's not too heavy. You know, and also it's just one option.
Yeah.
So no one can debate like, oh, should we get the lemon? Should we get the chocolate?
That's a great way.
It's all in one. Yeah.
That's a great way to put it too. If you don't want to do the scoops and have to like explain and do all that shit, you're like, I have a sundae.
And let's do it.
Buttermilk Channel in Brooklyn used to do this killer sundae. I
forgot about Buttermilk Channel.
It closed a year ago. Yeah, bummer. But yeah, they used to have the sundae as their anchor. I think the owner was so smart about that. And put it on your menu if you're in the industry. Yeah. Try it out.
I've been meaning to go to Claudette Zepeda's new restaurant. It's kind of in San Diego, but she actually has like a whole menu of sundaes as for the dessert menu.
See, that's kind of cool too. Yeah. Like if you have like a sundae menu and you have 3 sundaes,
so fun.
You obviously want to try 2.
Yes.
So you're already upselling on the pastry side. And if you have anybody who's like doesn't want the like, you know, little tarts or you just fucking sundae.
Also, you know, it's like they're so easy to make to order.
Yeah.
It's so nice. There's no waste, you know?
Fair enough. I like this move. Okay. You were blessed with an early taste of Beyond Meat steak, which I have a lot of questions.
Blessed is a strong word.
Okay. You put on your reporter cap. You put on your reporter's cap and went down to wherever they were doing it. I think they did a New York event. I couldn't make that one.
Yeah.
But you did the work.
They did it at a steakhouse here,
Oh, they went to a steakhouse. Okay.
Yeah, which is clever. That's fascinating.
Clever. And they did all the sides and made it up like you're having the stuff, the cream spinach. Okay.
No cream spinach, but like a French fry situation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So tell me about it. What was your impression?
I'm not sure who it's for.
Yeah.
I appreciate that they're making this. It's also a much like kind of cleaner ingredient list than a lot of these other meat substitutes have sort of had in the past.
Yeah.
It actually has protein, which I think was always been a complaint too, that you know, a lot of these meat substitutes don't also necessarily have protein. So like, why would I eat it? Especially in this like protein maxing world that we like live in now.
Great voice. You embody it so well.
Protein max. Yeah. But they use mycelium, which is really interesting as far as like texture goes. It's I hate steak. I've never, so maybe it's never meant for someone like me anyway.
No, it's not.
But I hate steak because of the sinewy texture, but they nail the sinewy texture.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, a reason why people perhaps really like steak, that gristle. Yeah. I hate it. I don't want to feel like I'm eating like fleshy flesh.
I think my read is like you want contrasts. And I think when you have a ribeye that has been really, really hard seared in some areas, and you've got the fat cap and you've got the aging, you've got these like play with texture and flavor going on. So you get like that chewier piece and you got that more velvety piece. Yeah, your face is...
Yeah, I'm still not a steaker, but I grew up vegetarian. So, steak was a more recent thing for me anyways.
Yeah.
But it's just fascinating. I'm just not quite sure who it's for because that's the thing that's complicated to me. Because I think if you're someone who is omnivorous, right, and is trying to eat less meat generally, you're still not going to go to a steakhouse and order the Beyond Meat steak because a steakhouse tends to be more of a special occasion restaurant, unless you're someone who's going to steakhouses very regularly. But I think that's, again, like a rare set of person.
Yeah, I feel like steak. This is like a CPG thing, right? I
think it'd be smarter if they sold it to the home cook.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So this was like positioned for food service.
Yes,
the presentation you saw on like this. Interesting. Okay, well,
and they told me that they didn't have plans to necessarily roll this out to home cooks just yet.
So it's all food service.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, it's a smart play by them. I mean, they have like a much tighter marketing budget than going fully wide.
I think it'd be genius if they actually did with a bunch of taco trucks and did like a birria.
So smart.
Like that, like all shredded up. Like I could see that being delicious and it kind of...
Don't say enough. You got to charge them for this shit.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right.
No, I'm kidding. But like, I think
call me.
Open for biz. I do think that thinking about food trucks, thinking about like Philly cheesesteak for food service.
Right.
But getting the texture right. Because like, a vegan plant-based cheesesteak, you see it so often and it's a tough hang.
It's
tough hang, but okay.
I mean, it's an impressive product in that like they clearly thought about it. And when it comes out on a plate, you're like, oh, this is like, it's not as beautiful as some of, the other steaks that kind of exist in the world, but I get it. Like, it's not unappealing looking if you're looking to eat something that is steak. Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about your brand new cookbook. It's coming out in the fall. Okay, that's a joke. We were joking off mic. The book came out last year, but I was like, Khushbu, the book is like one of my favorite books of the past year.
You.
We had an episode and talked all about it. Let's just remind listeners about it because I love it. And go on book tour again.
Yeah, it's called Amrican.
Amrican.
All about the food of the Indian American diaspora.
Yeah.
There are 0 steak recipes in the book.
Well, fair enough.
But, you could use steak in some
you can do a big Beyond steak if you want. So, but like, I mean, you're a year out of it and people are just finally starting to see it. Some people, I mean, when it had great press, but like, I mean, what was the response like in general?
It's been really lovely. Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's a slow burn book where it continues. It's really nice. Like I still get messages daily from people who are just cooking from it for the first time or returning back to it.
Yeah.
It has a really strong hold amongst the white person marrying an Indian person crowd, which is actually really nice. Like I didn't realize that was the market that I might dominate, but it's very charming to watch people being like, oh, I bought this because my husband or my wife is Indian,
Very cool.
And I just wanted to be able to like cook more stuff from the culture.
That's so beautiful.
That's really sweet.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. I've sold a lot of men their first cookbook, which I find also very charming. I've had an uncle, like uncles, like we call, elder men in the community uncles are not necessarily like uncle by blood. But like I've had uncles message me being like, oh, we don't have an excuse to not cook anymore. Like this shouldn't just all be on our wives. Like we have this book that actually like really shows us how to do some of these things.
Yeah, and it's so editorial and like great storytelling and writing and just point of view writing, which I love. What's a recipe, just one recipe that people are making?
Oh, the saag paneer lasagna. Yeah. Continues to be a runaway hit. Yeah.
Sounds so delicious. Have you seen any recipes on like restaurant menus yet?
Saag paneer lasagna. Someone like copied that one. I was like, oh, fascinating.
I mean, high
compliment.
I've seen some Koreatown recipes on menus and I'm like Dookie has his own response, I'm sure, but I kind of find it flattering.
Yeah, I find it flattering.
I love that. I if you're a chef, maybe it's different for a chef book and you don't want to copy it, but to see a saag paneer lasagna.
I just wish they would like just do like a slight shout out, you know?
It'd be nice too.
I think crediting is just not that hard. Like anyone that I was inspired by or like gently riffed on their stuff, I messaged them and then made sure to like also shout them out in the book.
Yeah,
like
me too.
I have a Carolyn fried chicken sandwich recipe in the book, but the actual fried chicken is based off of an Asha Gomez recipe.
Oh,
who is amazing.
I love that recipe.
It's my riff on that recipe, and then I turned it into a sandwich. But Asha is named very clearly.
My Two Styles fried chicken.
Yeah.
What, many garlic
She's amazing. She's brilliant. To do it with buttermilk was genius.
It's a great recipe.
And I was like, why? It takes me all of 2 minutes to like credit somebody, and I just don't understand. I feel like this is like something that a lot of content creators are like running into online now, because there's no way that you can develop that many recipes a day and be an expert at making biryani and pad thai and butter chicken and whatever. And then they're all your recipes? No way. No way.
Yeah, you just say inspired or created by originally. I like restaurant menu credits.
Yes.
That's always a fun thing to see.
Yeah, always inspired. I was inspired by, have you ever been to Badmaash in LA?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so they do like a poutine, because the boys are from Canada, the guys who own it. And like, I riffed off of, I was like, I want a masala poutine, in the book. I was like, I was inspired by them to like do that in the book. Again, takes 2 seconds to shout it out.
Takes 2 seconds. We actually, when we launched Taste in 2017, on our launch day for our launch content, we had a Badmaash profile.
Oh, amazing.
Got to meet the boys then. I haven't been back in a while.
They're opening a new location.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, they're expanding.
Yeah, they're opening in Venice. So
I love it. Yeah. Let's talk about the Substack of it all.
Okay.
Because I think you are really growing your audience, and you used to work at Food and Wine and other publications, Eater, and you left traditional publishing to do Substack and, of course, other things. And let's just check in on it. Well, how is it going with the monetization of Substack and just like writing for yourself?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, the freedom is cool. I think I'm constantly in a debate of there's a lot of stuff where I'm like, do I write this for my Substack or do I pitch it out? Because it could be something that runs on Eater or Bon Appetit, Food and Wine, New York Times, like places that I write for. Like I did something on my Substack about how runners are obsessed with Nerds gummy clusters.
Yes.
And that's a reported piece. I could have easily sold that. That could be in a Taste story, right?
No, I know.
And it's like, but I was like, maybe I'll just try doing it for my Substack. But what's interesting is like now going to places where I need to get sources and pitching them on my Substack and be like, talk to me for this thing. But it's not quite, like a feed me level, like Emily Sunderberg or like Rachel Carton's like incredible newsletter about social media called Link in Bio. Like they have grown gigantic audiences because they've been on Substack for like they've consistently been writing on Substack for like over 5 years at this point. I mean, the pace of Feed Me is nuts.
Yeah.
Like
Respect
I don't know
Emily.
how. Like I don't know how she does it. Like it is truly incredible to like watch someone publish.
Hard work, man.
Yeah, 5 times a week minimum. Nuts for that many years straight is actually crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like impressive and crazy. And so I've been learning a lot. Like Substack really does like consistency. Like the audience loves consistency.
Yeah.
Like I had a few months where I was on book tour and was not able to be as consistent. And like I know, like you notice things.
Open rates are lower. Yeah.
Open rates. Unsubscribes. People unsubscribe quick.
Yeah.
But they'll resubscribe too. When you start becoming consistent again. It's like it's interesting. Yeah.
I think like I've started my own and just like starting to see how it works. I was like really curious. That's kind of why I want to do it and do some more writing for myself. It seems to me that we're going back to blogs.
It feels very bloggy, like the stuff that does.
And that's a positive thing.
Yes. The stuff that does the best for me are like the most opinionated.
Yeah.
Just really me like riffing off of things that I've just been thinking about or the rabbit holes that I'm really interested in. I didn't want to do a recipe Substack just because like I like recipe development, clearly wrote a cookbook, but like there's people that are like brilliant at that. Nick Sharma, for example, very good at like regularly developing. That's his passion though, like that's Hetty McKinnon, another incredible Substack with recipes.
Yeah.
I swear by Hetty recipes, all day and all night. But like it's clearly like that's the thing that they're thinking about at 2 a.m. What is their brain tickering about? My brain is thinking about like, why is Mike's hot honey everywhere? That's a story coming out soon. But cool. Like I'm like, why do they do like 300 collabs this year? Like why is that happening?
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm thinking about at 2 a.m.
Man.
Like that's so I was like, okay, my Substack cannot be like a recipe cooking focused one when I'm so interested in more like the business.
Yeah.
of food, more than anything, or like how we interact with it, on a daily basis, that not necessarily like in a cooking.
And I love that there's an audience for that, because I think like there's obviously going to be an audience for recipes, because like people love recipes and just love, it doesn't mean they cook even, they just love the idea of recipes. And we love them. Like the show, we talk about recipes all the time. But I think there's less coverage on Substacks and blogs, or the blog of Substack, I'll say, when you're doing not just hot takes, but like a little more reported, a little bit more opiniony, but it's not necessarily editorial features like Taste or New York Times.
No.
There's like that in between that I think is kind of intoxicating.
It's kind of fun. The bar to publish is a lot lower, right? Like, say I was doing a piece for where any sort of like major publication, I would need 3, 4, 5, 6 sources like minimum.
Yeah.
This is like I can off the cuff talk to a server.
Yep.
I can observe something and then bloop, 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 bloop. It's like it's a story.
And that's kind of what blogging, that's how where food writing online started with like Eater and many others. Like, and a return to that is exciting, but doing it creator focused and paying creators directly is the unlock. Fun. I also love the app. I think that it feels like old Google Reader a little bit. It has that energy.
Yeah. There's a lot I like about it, though. I'm a little bit, I don't know if you know about Substack Notes. Like sometimes.
Well, I'll dabble a note.
Yeah. I like the occasional note, but sometimes it's a lot of, I just really struggle when people on a platform keep talking about a platform.
Oh,
you know, and like that started to happen, like kind of the Substack Notes section at a certain point. I'm like, there's something really like lovely about just like opening your inbox and just having what you want exactly like delivered to you.
And that's like that tab is like the RSS nature.
Yeah.
I think Notes, I've just been kind of flexing like a little like extended caption photo shit. That's what
that stuff is fun.
Yeah. I like it. But you're going to keep going.
It's always a work in progress, but figuring out like what is, sort of hitting and not. Also, like, what am I enjoying doing, right? Like, that's the thing. What is it that I feel like I can write about, like, every single week? Or what am I actually excited to write about?
What's your target for posts a week?
Right now, I'm trying to do 2. Like, 1 free, 1 paid. Yeah.
That's a good model. I like that. And I think 2 is, like, a perfect amount for readers. It's not, like, daily. I mean, Feed Me is great because it's newsier. But, like, when it comes to, like, a single voice, it's...
Also, Feed Me is like so perfect for like a certain audience, right? It's very coastal, like New York, LA people, like who want to know about these things,
business.
And they have like a high appetite for consumption on these kinds of things. Mm-hmm. I think I'm probably going for a slightly broader audience than that, though I'm sure my audience is very coastal.
Yeah. Recently in the show, we took a deep dive into the amazing world of Dijon mustard with help from our friends at Mai. Mai brings over 270 years of French craftsmanship to every jar of premium Dijon mustard. Since 1747, Mai has been perfecting the art of flavor, transforming everything from simple sandwiches to gourmet meals. Look for the "Oh my, it's a great talk about Dijon mustard" episode in the This Is Taste podcast feed. All right, on This Is Taste, we ask guests about their certain tastes. So to close this interview, here's a rapid-fire, fast and furious taste check.
All right.
Ready?
Let's go.
We did this a year ago, but I think you're going to have some different answers.
Okay.
We always do. The best fruit.
Mangoes.
All right.
That's probably not a different answer. That's
definitely the same
like
answer.
My life.
Respect.
Mangoes actually lychees too. I love a lychee.
Oh, pivot to lychee.
Yeah. I don't know, pivot.
Not a pivot. That's my words. Not yours. Thank you for correcting. The worst vegetable.
Oh, sunchokes.
Yeah.
Ban them forever. Ban them off this planet. Who needs them? They taste like farts. So uninterested.
When they make you
and they make you farty.
Yeah. They when you have a raw sunchoke, you've had a raw sunchoke.
It's a nails on a chalkboard vegetable for me. I never want them.
So when you were running Best New Chefs and restaurant editor at Food and Wine, you saw sunchokes, were you just like...
I couldn't eat them.
It knocked the restaurant down.
Restaurants ask, like, it's gotten to the point where, people will always ask, like, oh, do you have any allergies? And I'm like, sunchokes.
Fair. I like that. Yeah.
It gets me around it without having to sound like a brat. Yeah.
Bring me a menu with a black bar over the sunchoke.
I don't want to see.
That's what I'm saying. All right. What is your typical breakfast?
Ooh, I'm a Greek yogurt, fruit, maybe a little chia seed pudding.
Yeah.
Girly. Yeah.
Yeah. We're aligned. The best dessert.
Ooh, like the best dessert somewhere or just generally?
Let's say in the world, for you, in the universe.
Ooh. That's a tough one.
As a category, as an item, not
okay.
restaurant.
I'm a real ice cream head, so like really incredible soft serve.
Yeah.
like really incredible soft serve, like that Hokkaido milk soft serve. You know, like I love milk flavored ice cream. Above all, and I love like a really thick, creamy soft serve like that.
When it's milk flavored.
Milk flavored.
Yeah, fruit latte, milk.
Yes.
I love that. Oh, so good. Good call. A restaurant you wish you could bring back from the dead.
Ooh, this is so hard. Okay, 2-part answer. 1, Uncle Boone's in New York. I mean, I'm so glad we still have Thai Diner, you know, anytime I go to visit. But Uncle Boone's is just magical.
Yeah, that cavernous
It's like such
thing.
an era. Yeah. This was the first time I ever had khao soi. Like, there was just like a lot of firsts for me, I think. And that restaurant was very formative for me. And like, I just really loved it. 2, I want to bring back Olive Garden in the era where they were making fresh pasta at the restaurant. Do you remember this at all?
I have no memory of it being like that.
I think about this all the time. I think I was like maybe 5 or 6 years old when they stopped doing this. But I remember visiting the Olive Garden like in my hometown of Okemos, Michigan. And there was always a counter in the front where there was people making fresh pasta.
That's insane.
And I have straight up Googled this because I was like, am I making this up? This is a figment of my imagination. It's not. There was an era where Olive Garden was actually making fresh pasta at their locations. Bring it back.
Yeah, seriously, guys.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they really pride themselves. They pat themselves on the back for having like an institute in Italy.
Yes.
And we're sending our chefs there. And like they try hard.
But then it's like microwave food when you come like back here.
But
like,
they want the optics of freshly made. So just, or at least do a sub Olive Garden. Do like a special cantina.
Yeah, like a higher end Olive Garden.
Cocina. Do a cocina. Yeah, like call it something different and then bring out the nonas.
Yes.
You know.
It was like, from my memory, it was men in like chef's caps, like chef's hats. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Someone making fresh pasta.
Make the fresh pasta.
Yeah, it should just be
Olive
like Evan
Garden.
Funky making fresh pasta in his like pasta rooms.
When you're craving fast food, where are you going?
I mean, I'm a Taco Bell girly through and through. Everyone knows this.
Tribute in your book.
Yeah, it's a South Asian, like, you know, DNA in it. Do you know what also, though? Culver's.
Oh, yeah.
Huge definitely. Midwestern chain that actually has like locations like Arizona and Vegas and
stuff. Well, that's where the Midwestern's called in the wintertime.
Correct. They do cheese curds, which is amazing. Yes. They have a great veggie burger on the menu. They have a great grilled cheese. Their cheese sauce with the fries, amazing.
I have not dabbled in that.
It's a superior cheese sauce, yeah.
We have Culver's all over where I grew up. So I'm all about it.
And then custard, you know?
Yeah, frozen custard like, to end it.
Yeah.
Seems like a dream restaurant. I mean, it's hitting some notes.
Honestly amazing.
Your favorite city outside America to visit for food?
Ooh, London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love the choice.
Yeah, I love London. London's a perfect city. Everyone, I don't know. I love riding the buses. London. Everyone thinks New York is so diverse. Wait till you go to London. It's so global. Listen, I get that the UK has a bad rep for food, but that's outside of London.
Yeah.
City of London, unbelievable for food.
Very, very true.
The best of so many cuisines are actually there.
Very true. And I think the economics are in the diner's favor there.
Yeah, 100%.
It's more affordable. The structures are quite different.
Yeah.
With
also,
wages.
even just their general like high street restaurants, you can always eat well for 10 to 15 pounds.
Exactly. And you cannot do that in New York.
No. Even Los Angeles, it's a struggle.
LA too. I'm just I'm working on something in my brain about writing about that because there isn't like a $10 meal in New York. Like it's really hard to find a $10 meal like anywhere. Ugh. When Sweetgreen's like 19, it's like
Sweetgreen's 19.
You can add on a few things here and there. Yeah.
Woof.
Yeah, it's expensive, man.
That's tough.
Yeah, I like Sweetgreen though. It's worth the $19. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But
that's just like a tough economic
think
price point.
It's very real that there isn't a $10 meal in New York. But I mean, there are.
But even fast food is like crept up to like an unbelievable amount. Like
exactly.
I remember, I mean, not to bring up Taco Bell again, but I remember going to Taco Bell with my family of 4, and it's like $8. Probably feed the whole family.
Oh, for sure.
At this
5
point,
tacos for $5.
Yeah,
or
like the double deckers. Oh, amazing. Yeah, but even now, I think I got a Crunchwrap Supreme recently, and like didn't use the app and didn't use all the deals and like whatever. You know, and it was, I think, $7 or $8 for just the Crunchwrap Supreme. Yeah. And I was like, that's a lot.
You got to use the apps.
Got to use the apps.
Those apps are...
You save so much money.
I know.
It's crazy.
Used the apps.
Yeah.
I've used the apps. Last one, your favorite sandwich.
In LA?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, Breadhead.
Oh, I've not been yet.
Oh, you got to go. You cannot leave without going to Breadhead.
Where is it from here? We're in Hollywood right now.
A little far.
Okay.
But you know what? On your way to the airport,
you're
flying out of LAX.
Yeah.
Yes, because it's in Santa Monica. They have a new location in Manhattan Beach too.
Oh.
But the mozzarella sandwich at Breadhead, I have loved it since they were a pop-up.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable. They have this like za'atar spread on there that is like so... I want to just swear so many words. It is so unbelievably good. I don't know why more sandwiches don't have za'atar on there. They make this like their bread they make like in-house, and it's like a focaccia that is like perfect for sandwiches. It has this incredible mozzarella on there, like pickled onions. Like it's just everything you want. The texture is amazing. The price point is actually incredible.
Yeah.
Like the large size easily feeds 2 people, and it's about $12 a person. It's like a honker
it's a
of
double,
a sandwich.
Double sand.
They also make the best pimento cheese in the city.
Oh,
which is a hot tip. Yeah,
hot tip there.
And it's a great beach sandwich, so you can like rock up, like place your order ahead of time, rock up, grab the sandwich, go to the beach.
I love that. Khushbu Shah, thank you so much for joining This Is Taste.
Thanks for having me.
Julia Wolfson, welcome to This Is Taste. How are you?
I'm doing fine on this Monday morning.
Yeah, I want to talk about coffee in California. It's a topic you cover so well in your writing, and we've been chatting online. And I was like, just come on the show. Let's take this online conversation to the podcast. And I think my first question is honestly, what's the coffee this morning? What did you wake up with?
Oh, well, I've been drinking the last few grams of Finca Sofia, which is from Panama, which is Willem Boot's farm up in the Boquete volcanic region. And at the beginning of September, I'm going to visit his farm for a food and wine story.
Amazing. Amazing. So what's your setup like? How are you doing your coffee at home?
Oh, it looks a little ridiculous. It's I have a pour over setup. I have an 8-in brewer. I have a Balmuda the brew, and there's a Breville espresso machine that is mostly used by my college-age daughter, but I do occasionally use that one as well. But I'm really a pour over geek.
Absolutely, co-sign on that. It's nice to have an espresso machine. Yeah, those are cool. But I want to taste the coffee. I want a pour over filter. So tell me a little bit about some of the coffees you're drinking. What's in the rotation?
Well, I get a lot of samples from people who want me to taste, or I like to support shops and I'll bring coffee beans home. So one of the stories that I did for Food and Wine Magazine was to learn how to freeze the coffee properly so that I didn't feel like I was always wasting coffee or letting it get stale. And so I tend to have a bit of a library in my freezer of coffees that I brought back from different trips, or if someone sends me too many bags to drink at once. And right now there's a box of Counterculture that just showed up with their new Equilibrium. So that's on the counter and the rest of the bags are in the freezer.
It's cool to taste the evolution of an iconic blend like Equilibrium. I love doing that and getting sent or buying blends. And I think I'd love to get your take on blends. I think we focus so much on single origin coffees in our day-to-day coffee drinking, with the exception of Yes Please, which does an incredible blend and kind of started in the blend world. But what do you think about blends?
I think it's the chance for the roaster and the coffee company owners to cook. I mean, they get to put ingredients together, and why not? I mean, it's so fun to drink a single origin, especially if it's in that flavor pocket, exactly your palate and just what you love to taste. But the blends are where they use the coffees that they can get, that use the coffees they have, they hit the tasting notes they're interested in, and they have some play in it. They have some skin in the game.
Absolutely agree. Well said. Well said. So you have this really cool project I wanted to have you on to talk about, the Golden State of Coffee, and it really focuses on coffee in California. I've long been a huge supporter of roasters and baristas in California. I once, on this very show in 2019, had a live conversation with Nicely Able, Jeff Watts, Bronwyn Cerna, and Kyle Glanville. I'm going to link to that conversation in the show notes. It's clear that there's so much creativity in California. Why focus on this state?
Well, I was born and raised here. I grew up in San Rafael, in the Bay Area. I came to LA to go to UCLA and stayed here. I'm back and forth to the Bay Area many times a year, and all throughout California has actually become one of my beats because I'll write about travel and all different things around the state. So I know it well. It's kind of, the story of me, but also we just have the most phenomenal, thriving coffee scene here. The whole world has moved here. The diversity of the world is reflected in California culture. Then add on all of our beaches and mountains and people drinking coffee when they go surfing and when they go skiing and all that California culture. And the fact that the whole world comes to visit us because they want to visit California, but the coffee world comes to visit us as well. And you'll walk into a coffee shop and Hide Izaki from Tokyo will be visiting, or the head of April Coffee in Copenhagen, Patrick Rolfe, will be having an event. So I just feel like so much of the world coffee culture coalesces in California, even though, of course, there's incredible coffee culture all over our country, all over the world, and phenomenal coffee everywhere. I just see a lot of it here.
It's really well said. Totally agree. There's something about the cafe culture too. And I think something about California and cold drinks, just the innovation there. It really feels like maybe it's the weather, maybe it's just the consumer is really driven to buy and support cold coffee service. Tell us about your thoughts on California cold coffee culture.
It's really important here. Lots of people have decided that when it's sunny and it's warm, they drink cold coffee. I personally rarely drink cold coffee. It is not my order. I will taste it when someone wants me to taste their cold brew or their flash brew or their iced latte, but I rarely will order it as what I choose to drink because I prefer hot coffee and the aromas and the scent and everything. But it's so much happening here all the time. I really appreciate when, for example, Frank Law won a big cold brew competition, and he has started Be Bright Coffee here in Hollywood, and he's the 2024 US barista champion, but also a cold coffee expert. So that's when I understand that people are taking it seriously and that it's an important category and it can be made well so that it tastes great for anyone who really likes a lot of ice in their coffee.
Big two-part question. So give us a couple California coffee roasters that you just really love right now and want to talk about. And second part is cafes. I know broadly speaking, cafes can be in many different forms, but where should we be drinking coffee in California right now?
Oh my gosh, we have such a big state. Do you have a whole day for me
I know.
to go through these? I'll give you a few special ones. In Los Angeles, you can drink coffee at the newest, most contemporary art installation kind of space like File Systems of Coffee. And you kind of have to figure out what's going on in there. There's old tech, there's Octavia Butler books, there's screens, fascinating and good coffee. And then you can go downtown and you can drink coffee at Aquarella, which is in the historic Art Deco Cal Edison building. And their coffee shop is in the lobby. It's not a storefront. It's in the lobby. You get to hang out in the most beautiful lobby of any office building I've ever seen in my entire life and just hang out and drink incredible Brazilian coffee. So in Los Angeles, those are sort of some of the ideas of the spectrum of what's happening here. And in San Francisco, I just did a story for San Francisco Magazine highlighting some of their best cafes and roasters. It's such a thriving scene. It's so much fun. And these two big cities only scratch the surface of everything that's going on here.
Really, really, really good list. And really support Julie here, this Golden State of Coffee project. How do we read your work?
Well, you can follow me on Instagram. I've just started a newsletter on Substack. So if people have things they'd like me to highlight, they're welcome to reach out to me. Each week I'll have a theme or a question and just kind of start trying to get this all on paper. It's, things I've been covering for so many different publications, things from my childhood. Like the first newsletter is about how I grew up in the Bay Area in the 80s, and my school was very lesson zero and very wild parties, and I was not game. I was afraid of the wild, heavy drug parties, and I would hang out at Cafe Trieste in North Beach and hang out with the most eclectic group of people, go to City Lights Books, sit and drink espresso. And I'm not saying I never went to a high school party, but I certainly was more comfortable and had more fun hanging out in the city and drinking coffee than I did wondering who was going to get in a huge amount of trouble each night or what terrible thing was going to happen to one of my classmates.
I mean, you're hooked early. And cafe culture in the 80s and into the 90s, I mean, we treasure those memories, we meaning you and I, who are a little older than some of our listeners. I mean, it's a different era, and when cafe culture kind of was snubbed out in many ways with the VC-backed, sanitized cafes of the 2010s and 2020s, we saw a lot of those cafes go away, but I feel we're swinging back a little bit. A little bit,
We're
maybe.
swinging back. I mean, James Freeman started in a farmer's market, and then he used to open his garage, and we'd say, "Hey, James, can I have an espresso?" And it was so fun. And so it's kind of wild to see what's happened with Blue Bottle since then. But the way he started, it's fascinating that it was just about his love of coffee and making hand-drip cups of coffee.
Let me ask you about your own writing and really, what are some of the topics you like to cover that maybe our listeners who love coffee, but maybe they're missing these topics?
Missing the topics. I mean, I pitch stories and I get assigned stories, anything from coffee guides in Copenhagen to the things that Food and Wine wants mostly are how-tos, how to make a pour over, how to make a mocha pot coffee, how to freeze your coffee beans, store your coffee beans. And the fun thing for me is I could just write how-to, but it's much more fun to call my colleagues and friends around the world and get their advice. And so Morgan Eckroth will tell me about how she makes a mocha pot, and I'll have pictures of her and her expertise, which is much more fun than me just kind of coalescing all of the advice from different people and making it into one set of advice, which you kind of have to do for part of the article. But it's the quotes and the advice from all of the barista experts and coffee roasters and leaders of the coffee community that make those stories so fun.
Yeah, you mentioned some great people there. And I think the how-to element is absolutely in the wheelhouse for a lot of publications. But I also think that talking about origin, writing about farmers is so important. You spend time on, at washing stations and on farms. What have you learned recently during this reporting?
Well, one of the things was I got to visit Fringe Coffee in Goleta and learn all about California grown coffee. And that was fascinating. And it was this extra fun day because we kind of made a little summit, and it was James Freeman, along with Jay Ruski of Fringe, and then Hide Zaki and Miki Suzuki came with me because they were visiting from Japan. And we all met up and went to the coffee farm and walked through the fields and then saw where the cherries were, did a cupping. All of it was presented to them for them to consider serving in Japan at Cocoon, their tasting menu experience. So that was really fun. And my next trip, as I said, is Panama. And what's fun about that is Food and Wine is actually having me do a travel story about coffee, because in Panama, there are hotels and coffee bars and tasting experiences in Panama City and in the coffee growing region, accessible to the public to make a reservation for the hotel, the restaurants, the tasting experiences. So I'm going to Panama to experience all of that, to tell people about how accessible it is to really tap into the best of Panama.
It's so cool that there is a tourism industry around coffee farming, and that it's real. It's not just like that 20-minute experience of tasting coffees, which is fine, but just actually go to a farm and see cherry and see washing and see naturally processed coffees dried. I think that when you have that ability to see the process, you appreciate coffee so much more.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you about LA and this Korean coffee boom. It feels like there's a moment right now where these Korean cafes, either imports or fully grown in LA, are really getting a lot of attention.
That's absolutely true. I mean, I mentioned Frank Law, and he won the U.S. Barista Championship. And there's coffee shops all through Koreatown, Document and Alchemist, and all these phenomenal coffee shops. And it's so interesting to see sort of the Korean American aspect of it and the Korean aspect of it, which Korean companies are coming here. There was a little stint with Camel Coffee, though that just ended. and that people who were working with them have just changed it over to their own company. Knotted, which is a famous donut company and has a whole coffee program. They have opened in the Century City Mall and are opening downtown. There's Einspawner cream tops everywhere. It's a controversy as to whether we should all have them all the time or if Maru shouldn't have to serve them anymore. And it's just fascinating to see all the Korean culture coming here and all the Korean American culture that just keeps thriving here.
Amazing. We profiled document in our book Korea World and also wrote about the coffee scene in Seoul. And I just love to see that Korean cuisine is expanding to coffee and there's an appreciation in LA. I've asked this question to many in the industry, James Hoffman, James Freeman, Jimmy Butler, and I want to ask this to you, and I think it's a tough question, but I think you're up for it. What should the price of a cup of coffee be to fully represent the industry and all levels of coffee production?
We can't afford it. I mean, think about the farmer grows it, harvests it, it goes to processing. It needs to travel. It needs to be purchased and stored, roasted, then brought into the cafe. Then you need to run a whole cafe for hopefully really talented baristas to honor it and make a beautiful cup. So we're never going to be able to charge enough that really pays back for all of that. Hopefully there's some coffees that are a little less expensive because they're not Best of Panama or something, that at least, we can keep serving really good coffee for $5 a cup. But when you go into a cafe like Kumquat here or Glitch in Tokyo, and it starts at $7 and it goes up to $30, I don't understand why. I'm not wealthy and I'm a little frugal, but I don't understand why it's not more common just to buy a $25 cup of coffee when all of our cocktails start at $15, whether they're good or not. Whether it's Stolian soda, it's $15. And then if some artisan cocktail is $15 to $25, then trying to translate to everyone that if you really want to taste the best, you just have to pay enough that at least all the way down that chain, people get paychecks and get reimbursed.
Beautiful, beautiful sentiment. Fully agree. And I'll just say I co-sign on like a macro brew costs $12 at a bar and a cocktail costs $23. And they're not even the best in the world. But a cup of coffee for $17 or $20, that's a cup of excellence, a roast and is beautifully handled by a world-class barista, and you're paying $17 for it. It's one of the greatest affordable luxuries in food. I feel like we should be supporting more of these experiences. And I think we are. I mean, I feel like I've been saying this since like 2018 on the show. And now we're at 2025 and more people are realizing that a $17 cup of coffee is not absurd. It's actually value.
Absolutely. And recently, Kay Chan from Dune Coffee in Santa Barbara, he's the current 2025 U.S. Barista Champion. And he came to Ice Peeled in the sort of Beverlywood area, our friend Gabby's shop, and he served his competition drinks. And it was a tray and it was some Legos, which was part of his theme. And you got 2 of the drinks and it was $35. And a couple people said, "Oh, I didn't know it was going to be $35. And I thought, well, $35 is a lot of money to me. I'm going to go home and make a sandwich for lunch, but it was worth it. And I felt really proud of him for just charging that and not $12 because it was really expensive coffee. He traveled from Santa Barbara with it. He was spending his day as the top barista in the whole country, making us coffee. And $35 is really a fair price for that whole experience.
Oh my gosh. I mean, we talk about gatekeeping and we talk about this, food being unattainable with all this inflation happening. And here we are with the world-renowned barista selling it for $35, and it's 2 drinks, not 1. It's shocking. I mean, that people who care so deeply about food, I still hear it to this day, grumble about a bag of coffee costing $25, a bag of world-class, well-roasted, perfectly profiled coffees. Guys, wake up! All right, like listeners, you should be paying $25 for great coffee.
Absolutely. And if Silverback Coffee can somehow roast their incredible coffees and sell them at Trader Joe's, then Great. I hope they're making enough of a markup that it's worth it for their company. And that's some decent coffee at Trader Joe's. But if I'm going to drink with the US Barista Champion or a Cup of Excellence or a rare coffee or a well-grown and roasted geisha, I'm going to have to pay for it.
Julie Wolfson, what a great conversation. I hope to have you back and we can check in on the Golden State of Coffee project. I'll be linking to your Substack in the show notes. Please subscribe. What a great conversation.
Thank you so much. I was so happy to wake up and do this morning while I'm sipping my coffee.
This is Taste is hosted and produced by Eliza Barbanel and me, Matt Rodbard. The show is edited by lead producer Clayton Gumbert and supervised by Pat Stango, Director of Media Production and Development at Penguin Random House. Thanks to Shalia Harris and the production team at Penguin Random House. Theme music by Steve Rydell. Logo and guest illustrations by Ellie Skurzat. Visit Taste online at tastecooking.com and make sure to subscribe to our newsletter to keep updated on all cool things in the world of taste.